Hey guys, we got a pretty quick one for you guys today, but I know there's been quite the debacle about the whole intake thing. So anyways, this is what we were planning to do a while ago. So let's take a look at it. A lot of you know I had their cold air intake, the box version, in their inlet. And that was great. I had no problems with it. Again, the car just sits for the winter. The one thing I did want to do is kind of maintain the complete stock look, because it is absolutely hilarious now that we're doing pretty solid times to open up the hood and it literally looks stock. You can't see anything, and they're like, what the fuck? So anyways, and it didn't add too much sound anyways. The open box version is a little bit better for that, but I don't know. The stock airbox is pretty well designed. Because of that, what Sixt made is kind of like a half measure. So they made, basically this is their inlet, or their intake Lite kit, which is basically the larger mouth inlet. You have the option to either run the stock turbo inlet, we'll show you, which we have right now. Mine's on the way, but you can run either, which is really nice. And that's really where your power gains are from. It's anywhere from like 10 to 15 wheel horsepower. So that's actually where the power's from. And so far we haven't had an option to use the stock airbox with that, which is where literally all the gains from an intake actually come from. So this kit, you can run both. It comes with the this reducer. The inlet also comes with one as well. So you're just gonna run that one, the one that comes with the inlet. And then high flow, looks like it's oiled. Especially, yeah, judging on the stains. Looks like it's an oiled filter. So yeah, we'll go through the install really quick. This one is really fast. First things first, again, we mocked up the install again. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna loosen up the two clamps, one on the inlet side, one on the airbox side. They're both 10 millimeters or Phillips head, but just use a 10 millimeter, it's easy to zip off. Once you got that loose, we're gonna take off these, the two hoses, the PCV, and I don't know what this is second. The bypass valve hose. Okay, and then this guy will kind of compress and slide right out. It looks like the collar portion is left in there. Don't forget that. From here, we'll do the filter. Easy. Just two latches. Comes right out. And yeah. Oh yeah, like paper style filter. It's actually pretty nice. Mine was pretty clean. It's just good. Because it has like 7,000 miles. There we go, that's better. All right, so yeah, you're gonna have there is a little tab here, so I have the Made in the USA portion facing towards the front of the car. All right, and then we'll just place there for a second because it's actually easier to install the inlet with this loose. So at this point, this is when, and I would definitely actually recommend this. It's a really, I want to say it's an easy mod. This actually has like nightmare stories of taking 3 hours, but it's really not that bad. But you would replace this with a 6-element inlet, or you could maybe do some other ones. I think Shark also has one, but you got to make sure that the outlet diameter is the same and figure out your own coupler. So I don't know, just use 6, it's easier. We already have a video of that with the full intake install, but basically just use a 1/4-inch ratchet with your choice of extensions. I was able to do it. We have like a bendy, this isn't the one, but we have a bendy 1/4-inch. And then try to get your extensions to like be out here. And then it's pretty easy to get to the 1, 2, and 3, but just make sure you also catch that gasket because you're gonna reuse it. So we don't have to worry about that. We're not using that yet. It's on back order. So we'll just do it with the OE inlet. We've already had these installed. So basically you're just gonna come in a bunch of pieces. It's fairly easy to think through. But yeah, this is our main piece that we're gonna install. One thing that me and Patrick saw, it's actually like really thick. Like for a plastic piece, it is incredibly thick, which yeah, is pretty good because you can get some good clamp force on it. Not that it matters, there's no pressure on this side anyways. So, all right, and then what I did as well, so the 6th portion with the bypass valve, that's gonna go on the front, and orient the clamps whichever way you want, whichever way is easier for you. And then this is gonna go on like this. So I'll also orient the other clamps here. So from here, it's actually kind of hard to get this piece on. That's why I like not closing this yet. So, you know, you can kind of just pop around there. And then this, pro tip, slide it in beforehand. Again, it's kind of hard to do it with everything in. So slide it in beforehand, and then you can clock it the correct position. All right, and close up those two. Make sure you have it locked into the back 2 tabs. It kind of does like you gotta just angle it down, and then it locks on those 2 tabs. Basically, just try to position the inlet so that it seems like it has no, like no preload or anything like that, basically. In this one, there's actually a good amount of space between like where the clamp would be and the back side of the silicone. On their other inlet, there isn't too much, but there is a newer version. I think they changed that. I'm gonna do the hoses first. They did come with an adapter here, so let me go get that. If I remember right, this is the adapter that they use. For the clamps, just your normal 8mm nut driver. So yeah, again, just make sure the pipe just makes sense. You're gonna have this PCV portion facing that way. Not too much science to that one. All right, and then yeah, once you have all the clamps tightened up, just give it a wiggle. Should be good. Shouldn't be any issue. Put the engine cover back on if you took it off. You probably don't need to. We took it off just for video purposes. Cool. And yeah, that's it. So again, to recap a couple points, we missed a couple things, but this is called the intake light. The whole purpose of it, at least like the big benefit, is that you can run the larger turbo inlet, which is really where all your intake gains are from. But you can do it with a stock looking air box and everything, so it's actually pretty cool like that way. You don't need a tune for this whatsoever. Even the inlet, you don't need a tune. It's fine. It does close loop just fine. Yeah, you probably won't get some extra sound. I don't know. I've been driving it for a couple weeks. I can't hear anything different from stock. The inlet adds a little bit. But yeah, it's a good option for those that don't want to go to a full, either an air box setup like 6th, or there's a couple other ones. Takata has one. Or the open air filter, which is just a hot air intake, basically. Works just fine for the street. If it's a street car, it should be just fine. But yeah, this maintains an OE look, so the thing looks 100% stock. So yeah, that's it for it today.